Okay. Hi, Santosh.
Hi.
Hello, Santosh.
Hi. Hi, Amrita, Smita,
Hi.
Polak. Good to see all of you.
Buddha was supposed to join, but he has got an emergency, so he's the program coordinator. And Suresh, he said he'll join, so we'll
It's
just.
still not 3 o'clock, I think. Is it 3? From my computer clock, it's
It's
12:57.
3 minutes.
So
3 minutes
we can wait for 2-3 minutes.
Yes.
The general response has been that we do not get many people from outside. But the reason why we are doing it is still, and it is being, since it is recorded and it is placed on our schedule, large number of people are actually watching them afterwards. So it makes sense to us. It is with this kind of objective that we thought that it will be good to have, a kind of orientation about our courses and programs. Usually we do orientation when the students join us, or this is what we have been doing. But this time we thought that it's important to take our courses and programs and ourselves to the people before before they decide about what their courses and programs and where they are going to take admission, etc. So I thought with that kind of thinking, I thought let us start with this webinar series, and I'm very happy that it has been so far attended almost about this. Yours is 8 in the series. So this is the idea behind it. That it makes sense to talk about ourselves, our courses, our programs, and generally all three of you do not have a BA component, but for masters and PhD program, School of Human Ecology. Therefore, we thought that it is great to invite all of you to join me and the Student Services Division initiative in terms of outreach to the aspiring students. So that's the idea. And so I welcome all of you, the School of Human Ecology, and all of you to make a presentation about your masters and PhD programs. And there is a team which is assisting me from the Student Services Division, the IT sec also, because they will join, I think it's a lunch, but they will join. So if there are questions from chat box, they will take care of all that. And I'm there anyway. I'm in the university, so I'm there to assist. So thank you very much, and over to you, Bhalata.
Okay.
I don't see this being recorded. Is it already being recorded? I don't think recording is on.
Has it been recorded?
It is being recorded. It is being recorded. As I said that this, if you can see the earlier webinars.
No, I understood that. I'm just saying that I don't see the recording button which usually comes up.
I think they are doing it. I'm sure.
Can you please confirm, because otherwise
yes.
Whatever is done now is going to get missed out.
Let me. I'll check. Just a minute.
Right. Himlata, I'm on a mobile network, so if it's patchy, we'll just have to deal with it.
Hi, Suresh.
Hi, Amrita. Morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Suresh.
Hi, Pulak. Morning. How are you?
Suresh,
Morning.
which time zone are you in?
4:30 a.m. here, US.
Wow. Good morning then.
Yeah, it's evening for you. I forgot.
Yeah, it's
हेलो ऑन है लेकिन ये हमारा भी नहीं कुछ हो रहा, उसको भेजेंगे जरा मेरे पास. Am I audible to all of you?
yes, Santos. You're
Okay. Let's go ahead with this. I just cross-checked with the IT people and they are saying that it is being recorded.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
I'll go ahead with
let's
it.
start with this. I welcome everybody and I see now Suresh also joining.
Right. Right.
Hello Suresh.
Hi, Santosh. Good evening.
Come. So
So
let's start with the.
yes. I'll go with the full screen. Okay, so first of all, thank you to Dr. Santos Singh, sir, the Dean Student Services of Ambedkar University, especially for this initiative of yours by bringing all the programs of Ambedkar University on the admission platform for this webinar. You have actually met a very nice effort. From this, I think School of Human Ecology is also going to be benefited a lot. Especially, we are getting an opportunity to explain details of our school, different programs we have at the school level. Besides this, we are also hoping that this webinar will help the student aspirants in MED and also PhD in human ecology get a better idea, clarification, as well as directions in choosing the right program in relation to their interests, as well as future career, and about the purpose of engaging with ecology by ourselves using the interdisciplinary lens. So with this, I would like to actually go back to the genesis of our school. The School of Human Ecology was established in 2009 as one of the flagship programs of Ambedkar University, Delhi, where
Your slides are not moving. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, where I think then I have to make an exit from the full screen. So I'll go in this way. Yeah. So we started in 2009, and our program is also one of the flagship programs of Ambedkar University, where we were actually venturing together with the School of Development Studies, which is also one of the interdisciplinary program, especially by offering common core courses. Then with time we grew, and then we parted our own ways by especially focusing on our domain-specific specialized electives and, with the coming up of new expertise. Later on, we came up with our own separate PhD program in the School of Human Ecology. So the vision and mission of this particular school is to contribute ecologically sustainable and socially just viable world. We've been actually following this interdisciplinary approach, and the main aim for following this interdisciplinary approach is also to actually produce engaged scholarship. We also know that after World War II, there are lots of these environmental problems and issues which has been kind of recognized by different countries, different agencies, activists, including academic disciplines. And from there onwards, what happened is that there was also a very recent inherent interest of participating into the challenges of these different environmental problems, and also simultaneously preparing different environmental professionals in order to resolve some of the issues between human and non-human environment. So it is mainly on that basis we were also primarily coming up with the theme of School of Human Ecology, that we create a space of interdisciplinary and sometimes multidisciplinary to engage with the vision of social justice and equity and also sustainability. When we talk about this overarching area, particularly social justice, equity, and sustainability, then it is also very much in compliance with the vision and mission of our university with the name Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University. It is also important for us to note that mission of such vision of the School of Human Ecology is the first of its kind in India. Now, when we are claiming that our program is interdisciplinary, this interdisciplinary is something which we are considering it as the unique interdisciplinary pedagogy which we follow. When we talk about these environmental issues and problems in contemporary times, looking at these problems from the disciplinary lens is not going to be, one's disciplinary lens is not going to be sufficient enough. For that, we need to have interdisciplinary pedagogy, which creates a niche of ideas, methodologies, and toolkits, which we generally get it from natural sciences and social sciences, so as to understand this very complicated relationship between biophysical environment and human society. We also provide formal activity center, hands-on training in order to prepare the students for research skills, which are basic, and also in academic reading and writing. The school also deploys careful field-based inquiry to study the big questions of justice, well-being, and sustainability, especially in local and empirical contexts. Regarding field-based inquiry, I would not be going into the details of it, as Professor Asmita Kabra would be speaking on this. Then, when we are claiming that ours is unique interdisciplinary pedagogy, continuous assessment and feedback sessions are something which are really helping us to actually identify ourselves as interdisciplinary. So in brief, when we talk about the assessments, we also try to follow a well-designed, prepared assessment calendar in the beginning of the semester itself, so that every student in the program are well prepared about the timelines. And also, while preparing these assessment schedules, we keep in mind that there is no overlapping in terms of the deadlines of different courses we would be offering in a particular semester. Simultaneously, we also keep in mind that while providing the second assessment, feedback sessions or feedback of each of the assessment which were already conducted previously are supposed to be provided before the conduct of the second assessment sessions. So this is something which we consider it as kind of quite interdisciplinary. However, interestingly, other than this, in order to meet this desired unique interdisciplinary pedagogy, we have also a team of faculty members drawn from different disciplines of both natural sciences and social sciences, such as economics, anthropology, ecology, human ecology, and environmental studies or environmental sciences, where all the faculty members have their expertise in different field areas, including, say, some of them, if I may mention, then conservation biology, environmental management, public health, systems ecology, socio-ecological systems, political ecology, restoration ecology, waste management, displacement, agrarian environment, GIS, EIA, SIA, and many more. So, when we are talking about this, especially, the genesis of our school, and particularly MA and PhD program, relates not only to what we are claiming it as interdisciplinary pedagogy, but we also claim that we have an engaged scholarship under the umbrella of Phil Practicum. So in Phil Practicum, what we try is that we try to build a confidence of connecting and then translating the conceptual, theoretical, and some of the major bookish knowledge which we discussed in the classroom transaction. And this immersive Phil learning methods of both ecology and social sciences enhance the understanding level of the students in contributing the challenges of what we were talking about, different kinds of environmental problems and issues which are kind of happening between humans and non-humans. So this outside classroom space, reaching out to the outside realities of ground activities and situations, actually help our students to prepare themselves to the level of becoming environmental professionals. So we are primarily, when we are talking about students preparing themselves to become environmental professionals, our students are mainly focused in major issues of environmental problems which are happening in India, definitely, because when we talk about India, because of the diversities we have in the Indian situation, we do have many problems to actually engage with it. Now, teaching program-wise, we have two major programs, MA Environment and Development and PhD in Human Ecology. However, while a student has been enrolled in MA Environment and Development, that student can also make an exit by taking PG Diploma Environment and Development. For that, there are certain conditions. The student will have to complete first year, that is first semester and second semester, along with internship program. That means there is a total credit of 34 credits in order to get PG Diploma Environment and Development. Now, going to the MA program, Environment and Development, this is the program structure which I'm sharing at the moment. Here, semester-wise allocation of these different courses are visible. First row explains about the core courses which we offer to the students, and second is the electives. We are not bringing the list of electives as it's kind of quite huge, and listing out here is not possible. But the numbers within the brackets are the number of credits allocated against these courses. Then research skill-based oriented courses, research methodology and 1 and 2 is kept in semester 1 and 2. Then field-based research practicum has internship and dissertation component. When we look at the courses in first and second semester, one can easily also get a sense that first semester courses are something where we actually try to introduce it for the first time to the students who have come from both natural science and social science. So definitely we actually come up in the beginning stage, in the first month of the semester, with all kinds of the concepts, ideas, so that it can be easily grasped by any of the disciplinary background people. But keeping these courses itself as a core course in first semester has some sort of a very strategically planned way of keeping the courses, because these are something which, a person who is coming from the social science should also know a course which is kind of, basic, and also definitely it cannot be basic. It is at MA level. So by the time first month of the course, Ecology, Ecosystem and Biodiversity has been over, then, the student will be able to have a strong grasp, then a critical engagement of the course itself has been done. Likewise, for other courses like development and social change, environmental history is also prepared in that way. And then by the time they reach second semester, then, they become very much familiar with the nature of the transaction, the nature of the interdisciplinary pedagogy we have, and the students have actually become a firm grip, especially, towards the end of first semester, I would say. And in order to have this internship, which is a field practicum and which is usually given to them during the summer vacation, in order to have a better independent research activity which they can actually conduct it, they have been trained through these 2 research skill courses, Research Methodology 1 and Research Methodology 2. After that, in 3rd semester, we actually provide 16 credits electives, where these electives are not something which we are limited to we are limiting our students within the school under the program, but we are allowing the students to off electives which are offered by other programs in the university across the campus, as we have 3 different campuses. So in that case, there are much more flexibility, or in a way we can say that it is also something which NEP has suggested. Now, in semester 4, there are elective courses of 6 credit weightage, while dissertation carries 8 credit. Considering that dissertation is a huge responsibility at the student level to actually come up with the study design and report writing, we also run a workshop, dissertation workshop, which is non-credited, but at the faculty level, we took the initiative to help the students for preparing research design. And this has been usually started by the end of the 3rd semester. Now, the same program structure I just want to highlight out here is that when we are preparing this program structure, like other programs in Ambedkar University, we have total credit of 64, where all these credits or courses are kind of compliant to the UGC CBCS in terms of elective choice selection. As I said, that they are also getting an opportunity for selecting electives from other programs in the university, and then the interdisciplinarity and field research component. Now, we have a good number of electives. So while looking at these lists of different electives, and our list of electives are available on the website, so anybody who is interested and who is really, finding it lots of curiosity while looking at these clusters, then please visit on our website, school program, and check the list of electives we have uploaded. Based on the existing electives, we have actually combined and prepared it into 3 clusters. First is ecosystems, biodiversity, and conservation. Second is environmental politics and justice. Third is environmental policy and management. So the purpose of creating such cluster is that by the time a student finishes his or her degree, then the student can also actually think of preparing their own specialization, keeping these clusters in mind. Now, all the core courses and electives we actually prepare is kind of connected with the major environmental issues in India and across the globe. Looking at the program outcomes, the graduates would have the scholarship of, or we can expect that our graduates would have the scholarship of interdisciplinarity for sure, and also their capability in analyzing and understanding the intricate relationship between non-human beings and the biophysical environment. They would also be able to translate research, scholarship, and competencies which they have acquired through different semesters to the world of practice in the areas of environment and development. They would also have the ability to connect perspectives from ecological, social sciences to understand these relationships. Then they would also have the ability to understand the role of power and politics in outcomes of environmental and social actions. They would demonstrate strong commitment to professional ethics and social justice through their conduct. Because while conducting these research methodology courses, we also train them about the research ethics and also ethics in, understanding the social issues. Now, I would like to hand over the platform to Professor Asmita Kabra to speak on the field-based learning in MAED. Then after Professor Asmita Kabra, I would request Professor Suresh Babu to talk about future prospects and career opportunities after our students would be completing MA degree. After that, I would request Dr. Pulak Das to talk about our PhD program in human ecology. Yeah, Asmita, over to you.
Thank you, Himlata. So a very warm welcome to all the participants in this webinar. And I will take a short time mainly to talk about the field-based learning that happens in the School of Human Ecology as a part of our master's program in environment and development. Now, I would not talk so much about the fieldwork component in the PhD program, because that we all know that PhD programs, have inbuilt kind of field components wherever you're doing your PhD. But the field-based learning component of the MA program in environment and development is a unique and flagship offering of the School of Human Ecology. It is also it's a component of the coursework that we have refined and perfected over the years, and is one of the key takeaways that actually distinguishes our students from many other similar master's programs across the country, because very few master's programs actually allow you a hands-on research which is almost, I would say that it's comparable to the kind of fieldwork and research that is done at the MPhil level. And in fact, a lot of our alumni, a lot of our master's graduates have successfully transitioned to PhD programs right after their master's, largely because of the field-based component of this MA program. So for those of you who are later going to see this, because the recording is available, I would invite your attention back to slide number 8. And if Himlata, you can go back to slide number 8, that will be really nice, which gives you the structure of the master's program. So see, the master's program allows, you will get a master's degree in environment and development upon successful completion of 64 credits worth of learning. So of those 64 credits, as much as, so if you'll focus on the last row of this slide in front of you, which is the research-oriented courses. So 4 credits of research methods 1 and 4 credits of research methods 2 together kind of, are the foundation of the field-based learning in the School of Human Ecology, where you learn how to conduct quantitative and qualitative research. In addition to this, particular elective courses from the elective baskets, like GIS 1, GIS 2, as well as a course on ecological statistics, amongst others, are focused on helping the students to learn the skills required for field-based, for a meaningful field practicum component of your master's program. So at the end of the first and the second semesters, when you have learned 8 credits worth of research methodology, in the summer you are expected to go for a 4 to 6 week summer internship, which is guided by faculty and where students actually learn to apply the things that they have learned in these research methods courses. So the research methods courses aren't just things that you learn and then give an exam in and then move on. They are applied hands-on in this summer internship, which is very closely monitored and guided, and in fact even designed by the faculty members themselves, and students are invited to go to the field and test out some of the theories as well as these methods that are learned during the research methodology courses. And then after you've finished your third semester, which is entirely based on electives of your choosing, in the fourth semester, students are encouraged to design an independent research of their own. And this is empirical. Very rarely do we have only desk-based researches. So the empirical research that you design is then executed in the field, where the student is actually expected to bring together the methodological training that happens in the research methods courses, the theoretical training that happens as part of the core and the elective courses, use these ideas to design a research on their own, an independent short research on their own, and then carry it out in the field. And typically we've carried out a lot of, so we've passed out a lot of batches now. So Himlata, back to the slide. Thank you. So a large number of our students, practically 100% of our students who have passed out have successfully completed this master's dissertation and have had a field exposure when they go outside and start looking for jobs or further research opportunities. And so, in some sense, the fieldwork component is an essential part of learning to do to address the questions of sustainability and social justice in the real world outside. And I'm sure everybody who's listening in on this webinar will appreciate that sustainability and social justice are things that are essential for the world that we are living in. And yet, these are what in the social sciences are called wicked problems. These are not problems that are easily resolved. And it is through the field-based learning component that students actually understand what is the immense complexity of trying to research and understand the interlinkages between the biophysical environment and human society. These are things that a lot of our students come from urban backgrounds, have not really got exposure to the kind of issues and complexities that you find in nature, and these complexities come alive when you do your field work, and which then makes you number one, excellent candidates for jobs in the outside world, and also excellent researchers with an independent research under your belt, but even more importantly, concerned, empathetic citizens who understand how complicated environmental and social problems and the solving of them together is. And so that's why field-based learning is so central to our pedagogy. And not only is, so just to pick up on that point, that 18 credits out of your 64 come from field-based learning, but field-based learning is not restricted to these field practicum courses alone. Several of our taught programs, taught courses, whether they are core courses or elective courses, also have a field-based component inbuilt into them. So you might be learning about, if I think about the courses that I teach, if you're learning about agrarian societies, if you're learning about issues of displacement, resettlement, land acquisition, or if you're learning about issues to do with public health or with restoration of degraded ecosystems, so many of these issues, or if you're just simply learning how to understand the ecology of particular areas, all of these taught courses also have field-based components built into them. And an extremely important point that I want to emphasize is that field-based learning is something that is taken care of in terms of the expenses involved. So the university, if Himlata will just show you a map of the various places where field-based learning takes place or has historically taken place in the School of Human Ecology. Now, since we are based in Delhi, a lot of our field stations are in and around northern India, but you will see that there's also a cluster of researchers in the northeast part of the country, some in western India, some in southern India, and some as far afield as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands also. And so the fieldwork is something which is again largely based on the expertise and experience of the faculty members, who then help you to find a field location, design a robust study, and then conduct it. But you might be thinking, how does all this get paid for? And in fact, your fees at the university have an inbuilt component which is returned back to you in the form of budget for learning enhancement, which takes care of your field expenses. So these are not field visits that cost additional amounts of money. This money is already allocated by the university as part of your coursework. So that's how seriously we take our field-based learning component. I will say just one last thing about the field-based sort of field work component of our master's program, which is that field work is a journey to understand the world outside, but it's also equally and perhaps more importantly a journey inwards. So students, as part of their field work, are expected to and indeed end up being immersed in their field sites. A lot of times these are sites which are rural, which have languages which are different from what the students have been used to or are familiar with. They are in locations which are out of your comfort zones. But in the process of doing this field work, first collectively and then individually in your dissertation, you don't just learn about the sites that you're in and the people that you meet and the ecosystems that you're working in. You also learn a lot about who you are and what kind of biases and preconceived notions our social conditioning has brought us up with. And so apart from learning, the field component is also a space for unlearning and giving up some of these preconceived notions that make solving sustainability and justice problems such a wicked problem. And in this journey, our students learn to bond with each other, bond with the communities that they work in. They cultivate empathy. They learn the skills of patience and dealing with adversity. And so it is also an immense learning experience for the students in terms of their own personal growth and capacity building. And we like to believe, and with good reason, that the field component not only creates good professionals, but it also creates much more empathetic and concerned and reflective citizens who go out in the world and in some sense they are never able to look, it's a transformative experience. You learn to see the world with new eyes through this the field component of the master's program. Yeah. So handing over back to you, Himlata.
Hi, Suresh, can you take the floor?
Yes.
I'll just move to the next slide.
Next slide. Okay.
Wait.
Hello, everyone, and warm welcome to the webinar.
Sorry.
No, the previous slide, I think.
Oh, this one?
That's it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can keep the previous slide. That's all right. So I'll speak briefly about. Usually, this is the section that you guys have. I mean, the applicants to the program usually have a large number of questions. That is about what is the scope of this program. Now, with the kind of a program structure as Hemlata has explained, and with the immersive field practicum and our sort of central focus on field-based learning, it is difficult to sort of win the scope of this program. So first point that I would like to mention here is that the scope of the program depends on the scholar, in the sense, what do you do with this interdisciplinary learning package and where do you take it? That largely depends on the scholar. Now, that said, the program itself offers emphasis on, I hope I'm audible. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
It offers emphasis on two or three key focus themes within the School of Human Ecology that Hemlata already flagged. And this thematic focus becomes sharper with the choice of electives and field-based practicum. As just a couple of minutes ago, as Asmita was referring to the program structure, there are courses that you pick up in the third and fourth semesters that by and largely is a cluster of electives that gives you a specialization. So for instance, somebody who is very keen on environmental management sector will actually select a bunch of electives that are associated with environmental management, and so build their specialization that way. And as a capstone activity, they may do their internship and their dissertation also in the same area. And then you graduate with a strong emphasis on environmental management. Similarly, it is possible for you to develop focus on conservation biology. A lot of our students are very keen on conservation biology. Biodiversity conservation is a major 21st century challenge, and all of you are familiar with the broad thematic. And a lot of students, after their core and elective courses, become interested in this particular topic, and then they want to specialize in wildlife studies or ecology of specific areas and specific problems and so on. So we have had a wide variety of projects in that area as well. So they may move on taking that as a specialization. There is also another bunch of people who may choose their electives in such a way that they may focus on the interdisciplinary thematic itself, that is human ecology per se, in which they actually cherry pick between courses, basically driven by their own academic interest. So with this kind of, the same program offers you multiple sort of specializations that are built in the program. Now that leads to the next stage, and the student basically is looking for employment. Now, when you look at the employment pattern that we see, there is basically, you can say, it's very hard to pin it down, but still one could say that a fair percentage of students would be employed in the environmental management sector, at least in the beginning of their career. Another segment of students go for the development sector per se. That's a smaller percentage, but that is there. Now, yet another percentage go into higher studies and academics. Now, we have had a pattern here which is connected to something Asmita just mentioned, that a percentage of students actually work in various organizations, usually grassroots NGOs or consultancies, mainly environmental consultancies. Now, after a few years in this, further field and direct sort of learning on the job, we do notice a pattern that a percentage of them move on to higher studies. As in, they'll graduate, work for 2 to 3 years, and then again pursue higher studies. You can see some of the organizations listed here. Many of them are prestigious. A percentage of our students go for higher studies into Europe and US. And they're doing quite well there. I mean, we have a fairly strong alumni in the doctoral programs in US, and there is a bunch of students in Europe as well now. So this is broadly how the outlook is. I think we would be happy to address any more queries. You could write to the admission cell or to the program coordinator for the MA program if there are more questions on this. We have an orientation session at the admission stage itself, during which we clarify some more of these points. In addition to that, we have a mentor-mentee system in which each faculty is connected to about 5 to 7 students from each batch to have one-on-one conversations with their everyday issues with navigating the program, but also to help them, to mentor them towards career goals that they may sort of aspire for. That's briefly about our placements, and we do not have a placement. I mean, now there is a placement cell also, but a lot of our placements directly happen. We don't need to really we have never really had to organize a placement session for our students. And a large number of them get placed directly without actually a placement festival or something like that. That's how it has been. And at least until 2019 or so, we have managed from the data that we have on alumnus, we have a nearly 100% placement record. So although we don't formally have we don't really have a placement festival, etc. So it largely depends on the scholar and the student to sort of navigate this program, pick up the baskets to the best use, and sort of move forward. And these are all the options that are available to us. Himlata, that would be all from my side. Thank you.
Pulak, can you take the
Yes, yes. Thank you, Amrita, and thank you, Suresh, and thank you, Asmita. All right, next slide, please. All right, so the Human Ecology PhD program is designed to nurture early career scholars who will be able to conduct and lead high quality and high impact research in the disciplinary fields of human ecology. The uniqueness of this PhD program stems from the synergistic linkages between the natural sciences and social sciences evident in the doctoral thesis produced by the graduates of the program. Doctoral scholars currently enrolled in the program have developed valuable research profiles with active participation in prestigious conferences, academic bodies, and publications in peer-reviewed journals. Next slide, please. The origin of this PhD program traces back to year 2013. Since then, we have 6 PhD produced till now. If you see the 6 thematic areas of our program, these are as follows: social transitions and environmental change, livelihood environment linkages, applied ecology and ecosystem management, health research from an ecological perspective, historical understandings of ecological transformations, nature, natural resource economics. Next slide, please. If we see some of the specific areas of research, these are basically applied ecology, social and political ecology, displacement, development and land conflicts, political economy, environmental impact assessment, indigenous knowledges, etc. Next slide, please. Every scholar has to complete a minimum of 8 credits and a maximum of 16 credits of coursework within 1 year, that is 2 semesters of their registration to the PhD program. The Scholars Research Advisory Committee, that is RAC, identify the coursework that he or she will undertake based on an assessment of their qualifications, competencies, and the requirements of their PhD research. Given the interdisciplinary nature of the field of human ecology, PhD scholars at SHE are expected to use the coursework period to develop knowledge of a wide variety of subjects to inform his or her research, even if the core of his or her research belongs to a specific disciplinary areas. On successful completion of this course, students will be able to connect perspectives from ecological and social sciences to understand complex socio-ecological issues at multiple spatial scales, think critically and analyze discourses from different epistemological traditions, apply competencies acquired to understand and address real-world problems, scenarios and case studies, learn values and beliefs of multiple cultures and a global perspective, and pursue careful field-based inquiry into the big question of justice, well-being, and sustainability in local empirical contexts. Next slide, please. The previous slide. All right. So yeah, next slide, please. So there are 2 compulsory courses. One is the research and publication ethics, which is recently introduced at the university level, which covers around 20 topics. Of these, some are as follows: introduction of research and publication ethics course, ethical concerns in field research, utilizing library resources for effective research, art as knowledge production and related ethical concern, feminist knowledge, challenges and possibilities of academic publishing, looking to find and evaluate the right research, the art and the ethics of field research. Next slide, please. Elective lists consist of these courses, which involves introduction to ecological theory and applications, development and social change, environmental history of South Asia, social and political nature, environmental law, policy making and governance, environmental and ecological economics, methods in human ecology. Along with these, we have 2 seminar series also. A seminar course can be designed by the PhD supervisor and RAC, keeping in mind the special requirements of the supervisee. It can be a 2 credit or a 4 credit course. The aim of a seminar course is to enable the PhD student to carry out analytical explorations or intensive literature review on his or her research topic, or to obtain certain required methodological skills not available elsewhere within the school. Next slide, please. Milestones such as synopsis defense, pre-submission requirements, conference presentations, research publication, pre-submission presentation, thesis examination and viva voce, extensions and relaxations, scholarships and grants are applicable as per PhD regulations of university and UGC notified from time to time. Next slide, please. So these are the list of theses which has still been awarded. 6 are awarded and 1 is submitted for the degree. Next slide, please. And this slide shows some of the wonderful work which our scholars have produced as publications, and we can see that since last 4 or 5 years there has been consistently there has been a consistency in producing good quality papers in different good in various good journals across the globe. So with this, I would like to hand over to our Dean, Dr. Hemlata. Hemlata, please.
Thank you, Kulak. This is how we want to actually, come up with the information in what the programs that we have in the School of Human Ecology, Dr. Santos.
Thank you, Hemlata, and everyone here for a very comprehensive presentation. In fact, I don't think I'm left with anything to add, except just a few things about, those who are aspiring to join Ambedkar University Delhi, they should know 2 things I would like to add, because we are ending the webinar. One is that we are a state university and 100% funded by the Delhi government. So there is 85% seats are reserved for students of Delhi, and 15% are for outside Delhi. But that is not a complete information. Let me also clarify who are those people who belong to this 85%. If you are applying for MA degree in Ambedkar University, Masters in School of Human Ecology, and if you aspire for that 85%, then you must have had your graduation from one of the colleges of Delhi State. Or if you are looking for a BA degree or applying for a BA seat, then your +2 must be from School of Delhi. So that makes you Delhi wala. That's very, very important. 85%, 15%. Of course, we must take a lot of pride in the fact that we must be the only university who gives 100% fee waiver to those who are coming from the SC/ST community, so that our commitment to the idea of access and idea of equity, etc., gets reflected from the day one. I mean, and I don't think any other institution does it, but it is there. So essentially, if you are ready, and if you have the desire and you are really ready to take this on, I think nothing should stop you from joining us. It's obviously very clear from the presentation, and as Smita and everybody, the stalwarts of this school just mentioned, Suresh and Pulak and everyone, that this is one of our what should say, we have to show our best. I think SHE and other schools are there. So if you are looking for a degree in School of Human Ecology and Environment and Development, AUD should be your first choice. That's for sure. And we are there in the Student Services Division to help you with Learning Enhancement Fund, very generous waivers, not just by SC/ST, but also about many linked with, even if all kinds of marginalities are, as I keep saying in the other webinar, that at a university, and since it is named after Baba Saheb Ambedkar, which is not without reason, because I think in our philosophy, access, equity, and the sensitivity to the margin is this is very important for us, and it is there reflective in the manner in which we go about our admission and everything. In that sense, I think, as I said, that there are very generous, very liberal, waivers and also scholarships in the master's program, merit scholarships, and you have this student welfare fund, and of course we have very excellent libraries in all our campuses. There is also some confusion about that is it a college? No, it's not a college. It's a university. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi is a university, and we don't have any college, nothing, because we are a unitary idea, and there are multiple campuses. Yes, but many times people confuse it with some Baba Saheb Ambedkar College in Delhi University. There is a college apparently with this name, but no. But Ambedkar University Delhi is a very clear entity, and they are unitary campus, and we have sort of a unitary idea and multiple campuses. We have campuses in Kashmiri Gate, in Karampura, in Lodi Road, and Kutub Institutional Area. Therefore, I would really request that to those who are joining and going to see the recorded video of the webinar, that do join us, and we are there in Student Services Division. Also, you must look at the brochure that we have put up on the website. The entire brochure, especially the last 15-20 pages, are very important for you in terms of looking at our, what are the scholarship there, what kind of caste certificates that are required, various reservation policies. All of these are there very clearly, put there. So I would request you to look up the website and look at the brochure that we have put, the 23-24 brochure, and please do feel free to write to any one of us. Of course, you can write to the Dean Student Services and the Student Services Division, and also there is a helpline, admission helpline, and I hope to see you in the next batch when the new fresh students join us. So thank you very much, everyone here, and thank you for joining. And I know, I must say, allow me to say this, thank you very much for your time, because I know it's a summer vacation, and I know that it's difficult, but because after many years, that probably I did 3 years, that faculties have got summer vacation, summer break. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Santos, for giving this opportunity.
I hope it gets some good students to us. Thank you, Asmita. Thank you, Kulak, Suresh.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.